Today we're going to change out the washing machine hoses on this Stacker washer dryer here. These are over 5 years old, probably closer to 6 years old. Apparently you're supposed to do this every 5 years, and it makes sense because why not take care of a potential problem before it happens, right? It's a pretty straightforward project. I picked up a package of these braided supply lines. These are pretty well the same as the rubber ones. They're a rubber hose with metal coating, so they don't kink, which is a nice feature. And apparently they're supposed to last a little longer. I don't know about that. The rubber hoses are fine. That's what we're pulling off this machine. So one thing you want to do is make sure that you get the right length hoses. A pair of channel lock pliers or water pump pliers. These are the best type of pliers for this job. Let's go ahead and get started on this. Here's the drain, and you got your hot and cold. So we want to turn off the hot and the cold. Okay, yours might look different than this. They might have round handles on it, and you might not even have a box like this. You might just have a couple of valves sticking out of the wall and a separate pipe sticking out of the wall for the drain. But that's not going to affect the changing of the hoses here, okay? Okay, you notice how there's a zap strap here. This is around the drain hose and the hot water line here. There's enough room here where I can get this line off and get the new line through. If yours doesn't have enough room, you're gonna have to cut the zap strap, or maybe there's a piece of wire. That's just to hold this in place so that it prevents it from popping out when it drains. See, it's not allowing it to come up. I'm gonna be able to get this through and back, but if you don't, you wanna put a new zap strap or something on there to prevent that from popping up, okay? And I put a towel down on the floor. Any water that comes out here is gonna go along, it'll go down that drain there anyways. If you feel uncomfortable leaving your machines plugged in, then just unplug them, okay? I've got the water off. I know these valves work well, so water isn't gonna be spraying everywhere, okay? I'm gonna undo these from the box here before I undo from the back of the machine. Also, when you pull your washer dryer out, if it's a stacker, make sure that you have enough length on this dryer vent. This is as far as I could pull it out, so it didn't really come out that as far as I wanted it to. These get turned counterclockwise, so like that, okay? So I'm just gonna grab on here. I'm just gonna angle it here so you can see what I'm doing, okay? Now there might be a little spurt of water here because these are still under pressure, but they are turned off. There we go. Okay, now I should be able to undo that by hand now here. There, see, a little bit of water. We'll undo this one here next. There we go. Okay. There we go, a little bit of water. Okay, so now we're just gonna get these off of here. Doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of corrosion in the middle there. And there's our old washer. Okay, so that's one. I'm just gonna let that fall down on the towel, and any water that comes out when I undo the other end is just gonna soak into the towel. Okay, so that was the cold. So we're just gonna follow that up. That's the cold there. So I'm gonna go ahead here. Same thing, counterclockwise off the back of the machine. There we go. Okay, as soon as this comes off of here, it's gonna let the water out of the hose onto that towel. There we go. That end definitely has some debris in it, which is why there is a filter on the back there. You can see that there's some crud there. Okay. Okay, there's the hot. That should pop through there. The old washer. Okay, I just want to make sure these ends are clean. The threads look good. Just so you know, on the back of this machine anyways, you can see there's a C right here, and over here there's an H. So you know which place to hook up the lines. If it doesn't show that on yours and you're not sure, then maybe just do one at a time. Take an old one off, put a new one on. I'm just gonna get both these off and get this cleaned up first. Again, a little difficult holding the camera. There we go. Okay, the hot side on this is completely clean. Means my hot water tank isn't that dirty, so that's good. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this out. Well, that's much better than it was. It's still got a little bit, but that's way better than it was, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and get these new hoses on. Fittings on washing machines are plastic. It's a male plastic thread, okay? So we don't wanna over tighten when we put these new hoses on. You wanna do them up hand tight, and then we're gonna give them a little snug with the channel locks. That's it. Okay, so we got our cold here. Now these come with the washer already installed. Yours might not, but you have to have that rubber washer in there. Okay. Now I didn't get the kind with the 90s built in. This is all they had at my store. So, but I've got enough space where I didn't need that. Okay. And you don't need Teflon tape on there. You don't need any sealant at all on there. So let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, this is our cold. Get this as tight as you can by hand. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and give that a snug with the channel locks. Just like that. Maybe about a quarter turn. And that's good. Now let's get the hot. Okay, we got the rubber washer in there. Clockwise. Hand tight. And that's good. You should be able to grab onto the hose here, and you should have no movement right where the hose goes into the fitting you just tightened. It should feel snug. Okay? This has a little bit of movement to it, but it's actually this plastic fitting inside the washing machine that's moving. So that is why you do not want to over tighten these. Okay? The last thing you want to do is break this inside the washing machine. Okay, so now I've got my hot here. Make sure that rubber washer's in there. Get that started. Do that up hand tight. Pliers. Okay, no more than a quarter turn. Washer's in there. Get that started. Now we just want to go ahead and turn the water on slowly. Okay. Check for leaks. So I like to just run my finger under here and here. That's good there. Okay, we have no leaks. And then if you can check it again once you pushed it back into place, then go ahead and do that. All right, well, that wasn't so bad. So now we're good for another 5 years. Well, I hope the video helped everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be doing another video soon on how to install a laundry box. So the plumbing that's in behind the walls, the drain, the vent, the water lines. So stay tuned for that. All right, thanks again for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.